Hello, Katie. How
Hi,
you
Max.
doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us today to share your journey with us, with Careerists, and tell us your success story that you want to share. And as I understand, it's a series of success stories, and we definitely would love to hear more. So please tell us where are you from?
Yes, I'm from Pennsylvania, but I now live in Colorado. But yes, I do have multiple success stories. So I did do Careerist, and my initial success story was my first job after doing the boot camp, and that was great. And I got a great job that was actually fully remote, and I was working as a manual QA analyst, and it was a great company and great job. And I was working until about a year and a half ago, and then had a layoff because I was there about almost 4 years, and they had a merger, which happens with startups and companies. So was laid off, and then I have recently started working another fantastic job at a huge tech company that millions of people use for free. And I'm very fortunate and happy to be working. And it's on site, so this one's not remote, but it's amazing, and I'm very happy to be working at this opportunity.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So basically, I think what many would love to hear is, if you, of course, comfortable to share, is how much money you make, especially after the first offer that you got after graduating the program. Then you received another offer. I think it's important for people to understand about, first of all, how much you able to get in the industry, and how realistically long is the job search. It's something that people usually ask a lot. Can you please share details about that?
Yeah, for sure. So for my first job, it was over 6 figures, so it was over 100K. And now this new job is also 6 figures. So those are it's around the same range, but again, with kind of layoffs and just the job market in general, it's a little lower than what I was initially getting paid. But again, that happens with the market too. And then I started searching right after I graduated from Careerist. I was on the search right away because I did want to find a job as soon as I could, and followed the process that I was told at Careerist, and with their support as well.
So basically, whenever you got those six-figure jobs, we just want to understand the numbers. Is this like much more than 100K, or it's around the 100K?
Around 100K. Okay. So just like my first job was like 105, and then it went up after, because you get certain raises while you're working through the year as well. Mm-hmm. So you go a little up, and it depends on, again, the company, the team, and the budget for that team as well. So, right. So people understand. So yes, and like this too, my current job, same thing. I do have a certain base salary, and then I have bonuses. I can, if performance-wise, if I'm doing well, I'll hit those as well. So, but right now, for that overall salary, it is around 100K mark as well. But I do plan on hitting all those performance-based bonuses, so mm-hmm. It could be a little over that as well.
Nice. And are those were remote jobs in both cases, or it's hybrid or in office? How is the situation with that?
Job now is on site, but again, it is at an amazing company, so they do have a great office space, and they're very supportive with people being on site. And if you do, people that are there can be hybrid if they need to. So if there are appointments or things that they need to do, are very flexible. So again, it depends to the team you work with and your company of how they'll work with you on that. But that's my right now. I am on site full time. But if I do need to do things, they will be flexible with me with that as well.
Nice. And we're talking about one of the biggest, largest companies in the world that considered yes. having one of the best environment for employees in the universe. So
yes.
Wow, amazing. That's really, really cool. And I just wanted to ask you more about the interview process. Was it like multiple interviews for those roles that you got, or was it like right away?
No, all of them were multiple interviews. My first job, it was quite a few, but it was situational because some teams ended up switching and some probably the usual, but it was still multiple rounds. And then this one was also 4 rounds. So I would say all my interviews were at least 4 or more rounds of interviews. So with, again, certain individuals and then panel interviews, and then with the hiring manager or someone from the hiring managing team for the final interview.
How long did it take you to land the first job, like right after graduating, and then the next time you started the job search? In both cases, like how long was your active job search?
Yeah, sure. So after Careerist, I was doing a job search for about 3.5 months, which is pretty standard for when you're in the program. And it's with following the advice from Careerist, from my mentor, the career coach, and with the path of what we're supposed to do with resume, LinkedIn, all of that process. But then also actively applying to the amount of jobs we were told to. The first time it was about 30 jobs, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a good amount of jobs that you had to be applying to per day and week and trying to hit that quota. And this time it was still a lot, and it's definitely changed because it was like years changed. Because again, I was at the other job for almost 4 years. That took me about a little over a year, honestly, from when I got laid off from the merger, because the market had changed so much. And just the job market hasn't been that great. Hopefully, again, this month, I know September is usually like ramping up month, and the rest of the year, hopefully some people can get some jobs, but I do know has been a lot harder for a lot of people. But you can still do it, but you do have to put work in with applying and making sure you're being ready and prepared for your interviews as well.
Well, I agree that the market changes, it goes up, goes down. Now we have the news about the fact that we need to create more jobs in the US because it became very expensive to bring people from other countries. So it goes like this, right? So it doesn't matter where is the market. You want to focus on active job search, because from our experience for the past 7 years and much longer before starting Careerist, we definitely see that those that are active are getting the jobs. Those that are less active are less getting the jobs. Those that are non-active usually are not getting the jobs. Sometimes, in exceptions, they're lucky and they just send few resumes and they get the job. It happens too, and we wish everyone luck, but we want to give results, and that's why we want people to follow instructions that already work. So I agree with you that the market changes, and if for example in your case it was 2-3 month job search, it could potentially become more, and 4 and maybe 5, and I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. But right now we do see that people that are actively applying for jobs, prepared well, in touch with their mentors, career coaches, double checking resume and LinkedIn, they usually get the job after 3-4 months of active job search. That's what we see in most cases. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. And what role did Careerist, career support play in helping you secure this position?
Well, just everything, because initially when I did the boot camp, I was introduced to Jira, which was very informative and important, and it actually helped me land my first role out of the boot camp. When I joined that team, part of the reason I got the job was because of my knowledge and experience based from using Jira. So that was super important. And also, as you were saying, just learning how to work within a tech environment, because I did transition. Wasn't my background. I went to school for business, which I'm familiar with and I have done, but I did want to crack into more of the technical side. So just getting more familiar with the language and using Jira and just the process of working within a tech environment to make me feel comfortable to start and working in that type of role. Careerist really helped me with encompassing all of that.
And I thank you so much. And I also, glad that you brought up your background. The fact that you have zero technical background, you don't, have engineering or technical past or experience. And, it's not only you. Most of our graduates, the vast majority of our graduates, they don't have technical background. the vast majority of them. So it's totally normal. one of the of most of us,
Yeah.
and it's totally fine because in our industry, you still can get in through roles like quality assurance, maybe tech sales, maybe other potential ways as well. But we definitely know that in our case, and I'm sure it's going to be for many different other directions as well, because now what really matters is your real hands-on experience, being able to tell what you did, where you worked, what and how you did, what kind of tools did you use. Even if you signed NDA and you don't want to share details about certain projects, you can always talk about the high level, about the tools that you're using, about the the processes, like the roles that you're interacting with, and so on. So yeah, definitely, it's great to bring another success story, sharing zero experience or technical background. I always glad to hear it. And because I also came, without any technical background to the field, same as most of our instructors. Most of the people I know in QA, they came from non-technical fields. So you already answered about your background, but why did you decide to change your career and get into tech? What was the reason? And what was your passion before?
So my passion before, and still is like really understanding. Like, I was living abroad, actually. I was living in South America, and I love learning and being in other cultures, but I actually met digital nomads. So I met some developers that were from Europe and other countries, and they were working and being abroad and doing the things they were doing. I was like, wow. And that's it too. One of the guys who's German, he's like, I keep seeing you come to like the hostel and different hotels. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm working. I'm like, what are you doing? He turned his computer. He was writing code. I was like, oh, that's what I need to be doing. So I was already interested in development and just code and just in things in tech in general, but I never really dived deep into it. So when I talked to him, actually, he's like, if you're interested, we need a lot more women, like start looking things up and just start researching to see where like maybe you could fit into it, because there's a lot of, you don't have to go into programming, you can go into a lot of different things. And then after I actually returned back to the US, I got another mentor because I thought I was going to go into front-end development. And then he told me to be great at QA. And then after that, I started looking at boot camps that did anything with QA, and I found Careerist. So that's kind of how I got into wanting to do tech. And I just knew that software was kind of like a golden ticket. Now it's more data, but it's both. But like I knew if I got into something within dealing with software, that would be a very good path to go down. So that's what I wanted to go and like try to focus on. And that's kind of what led me to going to Careerist.
Nice. And did you have any doubts or fears about making the switch?
No, I just didn't know if like breaking in is the hardest part, I would say, because I feel like everyone has imposter syndrome, but especially when you don't have a background of like you studied things within computer science or like tech or IT background, it's a little intimidating. But a lot of the jobs too, companies, they will teach you what you need to learn and use within that role. So that's the thing I want people to feel more comfortable about. Yes, you need to know the job for sure, but like they will teach you how they want you to work, particularly in that type of role and that team. So you're not going to be just kind of thrown out to the wolves, because like you will be working with a team and people will be making sure you know what's going on and like that you're not floundering, I guess. So like you're not going to be alone. So that's the other thing. I don't want people to be scared, because like you will be taken care of. So yeah,
I definitely remember from the time that you been with us in the internship, in the mentorship, career coaching. You were someone who loves to do some extra research and compare and check and double check, and if you learn certain terminology, you go and check resources, and a very interesting approach that I definitely really appreciate, and I think that it helps you to learn and develop even faster. Now, again, if you have the resources and you have the time, into going into this research, and I was wondering, because it's a skill, to choose the best out of many different flows of information that you see around. I was wondering what made you choose Careerist over other programs.
Main thing was that there was an internship, and that also like to learn Jira, which is a major tool within quality assurance and just testing and debugging in general, and just the overall program and support of like what you guys represented of like what you would give to a student going into a boot camp. So overall, it made the most sense for me to invest to do the boot camp, and then to also invest in myself, which I did, and it was successful. And again, this is the second success story. So again, I can't knock it at all, because it is, but it's also the work that people have to put into it. So they can help you, but you will have to put work into it too. So just don't think that hand it off to Careerist and everything's good to go, because like you have to, participate and put the work in and really help out yourself too. But that was the overall encompassing of the program, just the internship in Jira and the career services. That's what sold me. And I feel like it should sell anyone else because it speaks for itself.
Thank you so much. You mentioned all the different parts of the program structure, and you highly recommended to pay attention to it and follow instructions, which I highly appreciate. I was just wondering if you can share a little bit about how did the program structure help you, like the learning, the internship, the career coaching, the mentorship. We now call it career coaching. It used to be called mentorship. It's the same thing, a different name. We also still have mentors besides the career coaches. So it's just the same approach with a little different names, but if you can share a little bit, because I'm sure that we're going to have different people, graduates, potential students, different people watching the video, and I just wanted them to understand from you, not from the website, like what actually you feel that helps you the most, and what they should keep in mind.
I would say definitely going and attending classes, because that's very important to be an active participant in the class and cohort. So like your collective class together, working through it. But also you do need to work on and listen to them about updating your LinkedIn, the platform and way that the careers suggest you to do it, along with your resume. And like, it might be a confusing little first because you haven't done it in this structured way, but it does make sense and it does get results. So please listen to the people that are helping you at Careers, because they're there to actually help you and they want you to land a job and to move on from being at Careers. But I would say definitely my LinkedIn and resume, just getting a revamp and like kind of listening fully to what they said, but then making sure to get pointers and asking questions too. And then definitely learning Jira. That was probably the other biggest thing, because that's a huge software to know and learn, and just that system in general. And Scrum too is huge at most companies and tech companies, not everywhere, but most, is very invaluable as well. And then again, just following up with everything too, because you can put in this work, but then following up about results and letting careers know where you're doing well or maybe where you're lacking. So see if where they can help. So again, everyone's different too. I'm very outgoing, not everyone is. So if you are more of an introvert and you like deal with things in a different way, find that person at Careers that like you do connect with, that you can open up to them about that, because they're there to help. So I just want people to know you're not alone, and like they really are there for you to help to get you into a job, and you'll do well.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, and I appreciate. I feel much more motivated when I hear this from you and from other graduates. Thank you so much. I was wondering, I probably know the answer, but I want to ask you for others that want to hear
Yep.
from you. What part of the training was the most valuable for you?
I would say the internship in Jira, like doing everything around Jira and the internship, because that's also your talking points during your interview. So, and you'll get more into that with your mentor or like when you're going through your interview process, because just that's the thing that feel comfortable and self-assured with your answering in an interview, and having that internship being like your viable work experience. That's really great too. And they will help you if you're nervous about that to be comfortable so you do well in your interviews also. So I would say overall, and then with the career coaching, I didn't do it where they were applying for me, but that too, just making sure I was on track with the amount of jobs that I was applying to per day and per week, that I was staying on track with that, because if you don't apply to that many jobs, you're not going to get as many interviews. So like, that's all I'm saying. It is on you, but like if you work with Careerist, you'll be successful because they'll make sure you're staying on track.
I definitely agree that those that are going to be active going to see the results, and it's going to depend on multiple things. Now, guys, don't worry, not too many. It's just going to depend on your preparation for interview questions and answers over and over again, because you need to know them very well. You will need the internship, the experience from the internship where you were practicing what you learned, and you could be there 1 month, and if you decide you want longer, you can remain part of the internship longer. As long as you do the job search, you can remain part of the internship. So every week, every month, your experience will grow. It's also a very important factor to keep in mind. And with that, again, if you don't want to do it longer, it's okay. You can do it 1 month. It's your choice. If you want to do it longer, you can remain part of it. After 1 month, you're definitely going to learn everything you need. But if you want it longer, you can do it longer. You will not learn something new in most of the cases after the 1 month. And I don't see a reason, because your focus should be on the job search. So just wanted to keep in mind that it's important to have the preparation, to have the resume, the LinkedIn that you double checked with your career coach, that you just double checked, verified, made sure it's consistent, it looks nice. After that, you want to, of course, to pass the mock interview with your career coach to make sure that you sound good, that you know what you're talking about, and you're ready to start the job search. If you sound not great, it's okay. We all sound not great during the first time. And that's why you should not worry about it, because we have those mock interviews. And okay, even after first interview that's gonna go bad for some reason, it's okay. The next one's gonna be better. Just you need to be positive, you need to be friendly, you need to prepare, you need to repeat, you need to keep in mind that this job search is active, and many people don't like to be active, and it's okay too. But if you want to see results, you want to put more effort. That's what we see, that's what it works. And I wish everyone to find this strength for the effort to see the results, because we are all here to see results, to get jobs, and to fulfill dreams. So guys, let's see what else we got here. You mentioned that you think that it's the part of the internship is the most important, and you know what, I agree with you, because the real hands-on experience, it's what sells during the interview. Whenever you confidently talk about what you did at work, and nobody tells you to say project or whatever, you can say, whatever I did at this company with this product, I was using those tools, I was testing those devices, and that's what sells, the real hands-on experience. That's what they want to hear. Now, it's not enough. You want to bring it nicely in a resume with nice bullets, in a LinkedIn with consistent nice bullets, dates, consistent titles, without information that you don't need to show. For example, if you have experience from 15 years ago, we don't want to see that. Okay, we want to see the recent 10 years. Let's stop there, unless you have an exception, and we can discuss those exceptions. But usually, in vast majority of the times, just focus on the recent experience. Awesome. So basically, just quick overview about your experience with instructors and mentors. Was it a good experience for you,
Yeah.
or not?
Yeah, it was a great experience. The instructors are very knowledgeable, and if you have questions, you can reach out to them because they do have like LinkedIn, and like they're very open to like if you need help, they will help you. They're, I mean, we've a lot of the instructors too even have courses like on Udemy now. So like I think there's a few that do like Svetlana, and I think maybe another one too. Like a couple people I've had actually have their own courses and they did stuff on YouTube as well. But yeah, very knowledgeable, and they still work within QA. I think they're all in automation now because that's usually a progression. But instructors are great, very friendly, knowledgeable, worked at great companies all over too, like great tech companies. So like ask questions, and don't be scared to ask questions, or don't like say you don't know what's going on, because they will help you. So that's one thing. Don't be scared, and like please reach out, because everyone that works at Careerist vetted too, very great people.
Thank you very much. And yes, indeed, we have a lot of instructors from the best companies in the world that come here to share their experience and knowledge with you guys, help you get those jobs, and share the experience so you can avoid the mistakes that we used to have in the beginning of our journey. That's also one of the reasons. We have instructors from Google, Apple, Intel, AT&T, Bank of America. Wow, I think we got already like Oracle, like from everywhere. Okay, so it's definitely great that we, started the company in the Silicon Valley. We had the opportunity to bring you the best talent from the Silicon Valley to show you how things are in the real world right now, right here. And yeah, we are very proud of it. So let's see. How did I probably want to ask you something a little bit more personal. I was wondering how did landing your first tech job change your life?
It did massively, because it was during actually like COVID time, and I was working remotely because everyone kind of had to, but it was a remote company regardless. So when even COVID was over, we were still fully remote. But just the work environment in general, and the team, and the pay, and everything, just overall, it's the best. Both the jobs I've been in, it's the best jobs I've ever had in my life, and I truly, truly loved what I do. The first company I worked for was more of a mission-based company. It was a startup, and the niche was nothing I would ever thought I would go into. But like I got contacted by a recruiter, and it ended up being amazing because it was like to help kids in pretty rough situations. So that in general too, that like we were helping people, but then too, like I said, the amount of pay, benefits, that it was fully remote. Got a brand new MacBook Pro because it was a Mac-based company. And I don't know, just the team in general I was working with, and now my team too. Amazing people, very intelligent, smart, kind, good people. So I really love working in tech and IT. And it's changed my life for the better, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm very glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you had financial transformation, and it sounds like you really also like enjoy what you're doing, and you have now experience in one of the biggest dream companies in the world. For me, it definitely sounds like a dream come true. And I also worked for biggest companies in the world, and I know how amazing it is to be there and affect millions, if not billions, of customers. And it's something that hard to explain. I'm very proud that we have a lot of graduates working across all the big, huge companies that you ever heard about. We have already graduates in 42 states. And another reason why you should be very confident about our program is because those companies are hiring our graduates. And I think that there is no better proof than getting jobs in the most amazing professional companies in the world definitely means something. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of each and every graduate that we have that makes the effort and gets the results. And I know that market changes, and sometimes you have less calls, and sometimes you have more calls. But once you understand that you bring value, that companies like, I will not name all the companies right now, but the best companies in the world will hire you and will give you good compensation, and you'll be able to grow. And tomorrow you will start testing, I don't know, flying cars, immortality, AI, kind of super intelligence. You never know, but usually they start testing it in those companies. And I think that we are living in the future already, and that world is changing, and we need to adapt to this change. And the more people that gonna know what is good and what is bad, that are gonna do quality assurance, that are gonna give you a feedback about if it works well or not, if it's great or good or in the middle. More and more companies gonna have now demand for those people. And I think that the best people for those roles gonna be QA people. Okay, so I want everyone to, guys, focus, understand that we still can get into tech. You just need to focus, believe in yourself, become more confident, repeat, prepare, and follow the instructions. Okay. It's very important, and I just want to remind everyone that, of course, you can get those jobs. It just means that maybe you need more effort than yesterday. Okay, but once you put this effort, it could be for some people after 2 weeks, for some people after 2 months. But why would I tell you about 2 weeks? I don't want to mislead you. I want to tell you how things are in the real world. In the real world, the vast majority are going to see results after 3-4 months. It used to be 2-3, now it's 3-4. Now, some people are going to tell me, but I was active for 3-4 months, I did not get the job. And then when we start to talk, we understand that he was not as active as he was supposed to, based on our recommendations. Okay? And those recommendations were created, guys, for you to get those jobs. Okay? Because we already know what numbers work, how it works, and you just need to follow instructions to see the results. Let's move to our next question. So if, looking back, what are you most proud of since starting this journey?
I'm proud of that I broke into tech, for sure. That I did work for a mission-based company, and that now I'm working for one of the biggest companies in the world. And I love what I'm doing and the team I'm working with. So I would say my entire journey I'm proud of, to be honest. So yeah, and thank you to Careerist as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And
thank you, Max, and thank you to the team at Careerist.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. We're gonna have a lot of people that gonna watch this video, and I think that based on your research and based on your experience and based on you telling not a success story, you're telling about someone who knows how to get those jobs. It's not one success story, because you get it, you pass the interview, it could be sometimes coincidence or a lucky day, but you already got the job twice. And you get interesting, serious, big companies, serious salaries. Even for someone who just graduate, your salary is above the average. Because if you look on the average of our graduates, you will see 70, 75, 80. So 70 to 80, average around 70, 75. This is the range of the salaries that most graduates are gonna see. But does it mean that you will get 70, 80? No, you can get 90, you can get 100. More confident you are, more you will get. More experience, more confidently you're able to talk about your experience, you can ask for more, especially once you're going to have big companies in your background, in your experience. Your negotiation skills going to grow. And I just wanted to ask you I just wanted to ask you for your advice for future students or already graduates that are right now at the internship or at the career coaching, or they started the job search, or they feel that they're don't have time, or they don't want to put effort, or they think it's something that's gonna just fall from the sky. Looking back, what you can give as advice, or what you can advise our graduates, our future students about things that you learn and you think gonna bring them value.
To follow what the program tells you and us. So your mentor will say, like, when I was doing it's definitely different because it's years different, time of when and applying, but listen to say like how many per day, how many per week, and really continue tracking that. And if you're having issues with that, reach out to your mentor, reach out to someone at Careerist to see if they can help maybe adjust what maybe you're doing that's maybe wrong or affecting you. And you do have to put work in, because the work you put in is what you get out. So if you're not really putting a lot of work in, it's going to take you much longer, and it's going to probably be more stressful because it's going to take a lot longer for you to land a job or get into a role that you really want. But if you put in effort and like you really put in the time and concentration and get help, you're going to be successful. And like, it may take some time, but it will land at some point. And to keep going. Yes, you might be frustrated, but just keep going. And again, research, I would say, and ask for help when you need it, because that's really what's going to help you and will get you on the right path.
Nice. Thank you very much for sharing your success story. I hope that we could hear from you in the future. Maybe you can teach us something new or share something about the industry that you're noticing, or maybe tell a little bit more. I know that you have a lot of NDAs and things that you definitely cannot discuss or disclose. I just thought that maybe we can in the future discuss certain questions from maybe graduates, and we could meet in the future again. It would be awesome. And thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you. Really, and I'm happy to help, because I do want people to go into land roles and work in QA. It's definitely changed my life for the better. And I really love what I do and the teams I work with. And like, we're solving issues that before users do. So I always think, how is this affecting the user and user experience? Because I always want that anytime you're using an application or website. Like, I do it all the time now. Once you start working, it's kind of ingrained to your brain that like you're gonna be looking for errors or bugs, because like that's just what our brain, I'm like, that's kind of what my brain does now all the time. And we're helping people have a better experience using technology. So you're helping people. So that's the other thing in the back of your mind, you are doing something that's valuable.
I think I know what I forgot to ask.
Okay.
When we talk about QA, when we talk to our potential clients, when we do marketing, whenever it was manual QA only, we always explain people that it's simple, it's easy. It's not something like a rocket science. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need programming. It's simple, it's easy, it's makes sense, it's common sense. They show you how to do it. You don't need to figure out yourself everything. But even if you need, just watch YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT, and you will figure out in 99% of the cases. If not, find someone, say you did the research, you did not find, ask what to do.
Correct.
And then everybody gonna love you. Yes. But I just wanted to understand from you, because everybody heard that you got a job in interesting companies, in interesting fields, but can you share a little bit about like Was it complicated to do the job? And you work in the biggest companies in the world where they expect the professionalism, the highest standards in the universe.
Yes. So I know a regular with anything with manual is not, it's very, like they let you know exactly what needs to be done, and the team, if they don't help train you in certain ways, should have documentation that you can look through, or you look on forums, you look on Google, you search on ChatGPT or any type of AI agents that's allowed, because that's one thing a lot of companies will not allow you to use certain tools also, so you have to make sure you're following those companies' regulations. But no, and like the thing is too, is asking questions. No questions are stupid. Definitely know the basis of QA, searching for bugs and issues, but like it's okay to ask questions. That's how you learn. So just as long as you're learning and you're actively participating within your team, and like I would say not so much leaning, like asking questions on your manager, but like maybe your team lead. So like if you have a team lead, they're gonna maybe be the one that's kind of in charge of that project that you can kind of go to more than like the manager. But if there's like a big issue, then maybe go to your QA manager. But just know how your team works within that sphere of the company. And no, it's not hard. And I just said, like, you'll learn it and you'll continually do it. So like it'll get easier and easier the more you do it. At working at a higher tech company or bigger company, yes, things are going to be a little different, but like same thing. I still have my manager, I have my team, I have a team lead. So same thing. I'm working right now directly with my manager because we're working on a new project. I'm the first one on it. But I do have team members. So when I first started and was onboarding, I was going to them, asking questions. They were showing me kind of how they started in their process of onboarding. So same thing, asking questions, making sure to get along. Big thing too is being positive and open communication, because you really have to communicate with your team to know what you're doing correctly, incorrectly. And it's just a huge part of being in QA too, is communication.
Nice. I just wanted to share with those that still gonna have questions about it. Did you get like a full-time job with like this huge company, or it's basically a full-time job but through other company? Like can you just share in 2 words?
Yeah. So I am full-time, but it's contracted, so it is a different company that did find me. It was a recruiter from my LinkedIn, actually. So that's how important LinkedIn is for everyone. You do need to make sure LinkedIn is up to par along with your resume, because that is how recruiters search for candidates. And they found me, and then I went through the interview process, and then I was actually the one, through attention to detail, which you need within QA too, that I found out through the emails that I saw. I was like, is it with this company? And they hadn't initially told me that when I first had my first 2 interviews. And then when I saw that going into like it was going to be the panel interview, they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, is it with this company? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Because that completely kind of changed. I didn't change how I was interviewing, but I was like, oh, this is a bigger deal than I thought, because initially I just knew I was interviewing for a tech company, but I didn't realize the level of tech company I was applying to work for. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I think we kind of, discussed pretty much a lot of topics, and I really appreciate your time and the effort to come here and share your success story, and to motivate others, and to share your experience and advices. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, and I can say from all of us at Careerist and all of the graduates, we really appreciate your coming and sharing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much too, Max, and thank you to everyone at Careerist. And I just want to tell everyone, please continue to do well in your program, and yes, please put work in and talk to your mentors, and update your resume, LinkedIn, and like put the practice in with interviewing and applying and doing all of that, because it gets easier the more you do it. It might seem a little annoying for sure, and you might feel frustrated, but you just got to keep going. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And the more you put in, you'll get more calls, you'll get more interviews. Everyone, if you're in the program, please continue working in the program and listen to your instructors, listen to your mentors. And if you are frustrated, the more you put into it with applying and practicing interviewing, the more you're going to get out. So also, the more jobs you would apply to, and you follow directions from the program itself and your instructors and your mentor, that they're guiding you to be successful. So please listen to them and like try to hit the quota for you're applying to that many per day, per week, and then you will start seeing results. So just please listen, because I know I put the work in multiple times and it is work. I'm not saying it's not, but you have people to support you, and please lean on them and take their advice because they know what they're doing. They wouldn't be at Careerist if they didn't. Please, like, again, listen to Max and the rest of the people at Careerist because they're there to help you be successful. And thank you guys so much for having me to share my success story. And please continue to work hard. And I know you'll love your QA job whenever you win one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. Thank you very much. I just maybe wanted to share a little comment that brought to my mind right now whenever we said, guys, don't be afraid asking questions. I just want to clarify for everyone that it's yes and no, which means that definitely it's important to ask the questions, but it's very important to ask the right questions and to ask the right questions before, like only if you already did research by yourself to figure it out, or to find where it's written, or to kind of understand from people that maybe you have good relations with, that sit next to you, for example, before going and asking questions from other people and roles in the company. So for example, we had someone who had trouble because she asked how to like reboot the computer. Okay, so for example, this is something you want to avoid. We also had a situation with a guy who got a job at Facebook. He got a job at Facebook, like headquarters at Facebook. He got the job, and he was telling me, I cannot get a job for a while, but he got a job at Facebook. And after a couple months at work, I think it was the first month at work, he was fired from this job. And I think he was the only few cases that I remember for the past 7 years who lost the job. And when I asked him what happened, he told me, I came to a meeting with my managers and I told them that give me work, I do nothing. So this question was not a good question.
No, the questions I was talking about previously are like, if like first you don't want to waste anyone's time. You want to make sure they can actually help you and they have the time to help you, because if it is someone like an engineer that's very busy trying to do something, you don't want to waste their time. But if it's something that maybe you're unclear about with your team, that's something that like you can ask, or someone within even like your QA team, that'd even be more specific. Like that's why I said your lead or your manager, but like your lead probably even better because they're not as in many meetings like as the manager, to go to them or a senior than like bothering your manager or a lead for questions maybe about your project or things within QA that you maybe not the clearest about. You can go to that, but also look for documentation, because if it's documented anywhere, that's a great resource also. But yes, you don't want to go in and say don't do any work, because that's never good with any type of boss or manager. You never want to say that at all. So make sure to ask questions, but you're thinking about the questions and also who you're asking and their time. Because again, if they are very busy and their time's even more valuable than yours, you have to understand that. And when you're asking that question and how much time and effort it's going to take for them to help you, or like the QA team, if that makes sense.
Exactly. I agree 100%. And I also want to remind everyone that situations are different and it really depends. So for example, why would you go to ask your lead if you have a coworker sitting next to you that already did it multiple times before you, and he could give you a tip only if you actually, wondering if that's the right way to do that, for example, and you know that he works on the same project. So it really depends. Sometimes you don't have the coworkers and you just go to the lead. Sometimes you have the coworkers and you can talk to them. After a while, you see who is more flexible and open to share and help and so on. But yes, definitely appreciate the time of everyone and try to figure out things, and also write down things, because it doesn't matter how great memory you got eventually you're going to get a lot of small answers that you don't want to, questions that you don't want to repeat.
Perfect. Yeah. Because that doesn't look good if you're asking the same questions, because then it doesn't look like you're understanding.
Yes.
And if they start questioning that with you, that's not good. So, because you want to make sure that when you are asking a question, you're actually absorbing that information, taking it and like doing something with it. So just be mindful just overall. But yes, it's not overall is not a very difficult thing to learn and do. And again, you can ask questions, but just be conscious and mindful about who you're asking those questions and things they have to do.
Exactly, I agree 100%. I just also think that besides the consciousness and the rest, use common sense, guys. Logic.
Yes.
As long as they see that you are someone who is paying attention to details and using common sense, you're a great asset. Just keep that in mind. Don't rush too much with questions or messages or emails or bug reports before you read it at least a couple times. Make sure it looks perfect, and then you can definitely move forward. But just, it's a very important discussion that I wanted to have with a graduate, working in a real company that can talk and share with us. And I'm really glad that after everything, we didn't forget to discuss it. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Max, and thank you to everyone at Careerist as well. I highly recommend doing a program, whether it is QA, if you're doing manual automation or whatever other program at Careerist, but they have great staff, great teachers and instructors, mentors, everything. So I highly recommend it. And yeah, good luck. And I said, definitely put the work in, because whatever, like I said before, whatever you put in, you get it out. But if you do need help, please reach out too, because people at Careerist are there to help you. Good luck and have a great life, and be happy too, because I can't really look back. I just want to continue doing things within quality. If I can, I have done a little things in automation here and there, and I may be writing scripts in the future with my team. I don't know yet, but again, just I always like want to be learning and growing, and I hope the same for everyone else. But just keep going. Good luck, and you will get a job, and believe in yourself too. So you got this. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.